I mean, really? Astrobot Game of the Year? Really? Whatever, man. Have you ever wondered who is this big head Thanos? Who the hell is this? Who the hell is that? Well, let's find out. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jay the Storyteller and I'm going to go through the story of the game Black Myth Wukong with you guys. Today we'll be focusing on the key characters and the story of the chapter 1. Black Wind, Red Fire. Like in my last episode, I'll talk about who they are and what they did in the original Journey to the West. So hopefully it can help you guys understand the story a little bit better. Well, without further ado, let's begin. At the early stage of the journey, Wukong and the Tang monk arrived at the Guanyin Temple. But there was no one in the main hall to check them in. Wukong rang the bell and got the monk's attention. Well, we did the same thing in the game, speaking of legacy. Then the abbot of the temple, Elder Jingchi, welcomed them. The name sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yup, this guy. Jingchi offered them tea, using luxurious tea sets. Then he asked the Tang monk if he carried any treasure with him on the way, since he came from the great prosperous Tang Empire. Not that I want it, but I just love to see all different kinds of precious items. Knowing Jingchi was greedy, so the Tang monk was like, "Nah man, I'm broke." Wukong heard the conversation. He jumped out. He was like, "Master, we have this kasaya." Jingchi was like, "Bro, kasaya? I have a whole collection of kasayas." Then he showed them his collection. Well, he did have a lot of kasayas in his collection. Of course, the kasaya of Ever Spark alone beats the whole Jingchi's collection. It was a gift from Bodhisattva Guanyin, had a variety of gems on it and the blessing of the Buddha. Kasaya also had the function of repelling all evils. The dream kasaya for all monks. Jingchi begged to borrow the kasaya for the night so that he could take a closer look at it. As you can imagine, his greed got the best of him. The kasaya was so precious that he just wanted to take it, as shown in the ending animation. One of his disciples, Guanyin, yup, our good friend. We'll talk about how he ended up like this in a bit. Anyway, Guanyin suggested to kill them and just take the kasaya. Taken over by his greed, Jingchi quickly agreed to the plan. He said, "We work in the dark to serve the light. We are assassins." Of course, Wukong noticed the movements of the monks. He transformed into a little monk and was like, "What's up, brothers? What you doing?" The monks replied, "Ain't got time to talk. We gotta prepare this firewood to burn the travelers." Wukong was like, "Well, have it your way then." He visited the Virapaksa, one of the 4 heavenly kings, and borrowed his vessel, the fireproof mantle. He used the mantle to protect Tang monk, and then he cast a wind spell to increase the fire, and just sat back to watch the temple burn. During the fire, the Black Wind King, a black bear guy, stole the kasaya during the chaos. By the way, in the novel, he was gonna rescue Jingchi as he noticed the fire, because they were friends, but instead he stole the kasaya. Best friend ever. The next day, the monks were scared shitless when they saw Wukong and Tang monk, as they thought they were ghosts coming back for revenge. Wukong was like, "We're not ghosts. You don't know who you were messing with." Of course, the monks begged for mercy. "Please, it wasn't us, it was the master's idea."
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Looks familiar, doesn't it? The details in this game, man. By the way, in the novel, he killed himself bumping his head to the wall, which is why he used his head to attack. Even though Jingchi was dead, they still needed to find the kasaya. The monks told Wukong there was a Yao Guai on the Black Wind Mountain, just right around the corner. So Wukong said to the monks, "Alright, I'll pay him a visit, and you doofus take good care of my master. Otherwise, you know what's gonna happen." Wukong arrived at the mountain and confronted the black bear Guai. By the way, Wukong made fun of him because the Guai's face was dark. Well, Wukong was lucky he was created in Ming Dynasty. Otherwise, he'll be banned for being racist. The bear talked back, "You are Bima Wen, the horse boy." Ha 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 ha. Bima Wen is like Wukong's N-word, so he got pissed. But as we can see from the game, the black bear Guai was very slippery because of his wind spells, and he escaped. So Wukong returned empty-handed. But he said to Tang Monk, "Don't worry, master. Now I know that Jingchi and the Guai were friends. I have a goddamn plan." Well, what is it, Dutch? Wukong's plan was simple. He transformed as Jingchi and sneaked in and tried to steal back the Kasaya, but his cover was blown for obvious reasons. Yep, he never was Oscar material, and the black bear vanished again. Wukong got back and said to Tang Monk, "Master, why are you still praying to her? We are in her temple and clearly she knows everything going on here, yet she doesn't do anything about it. Whatever, I'll go confront her now." Wukong told Bodhisattva Guanyin about their struggle, and Guanyin was like, "Don't worry, Wukong, I'll come with you." Back to the mountain, Wukong killed the white-clad noble, a white snake Guai, with one shot. Not the one we fought in the game though. There are two different Yao Guais which I'll talk about later. After killing the snake Guai, Wukong asked Guanyin to play along his plan and transform into the Yao Guai. Guanyin agreed, which really started her career of cosplaying. But you know, story for another time. Long story short, Wukong disguised as a pill and got swallowed by the black bear Guai. Well, that doesn't sound very healthy. Wukong went crazy in his stomach. Damn, I can't even imagine what it feels like. Then, Guanyin put a band on his head, exactly like the one Wukong got. Wukong was like, "Oh hey, nice band." Anyway, Guanyin asked Wukong to spare the Guai's life, as she happened to be in need of a guard in her mountain. And that is why Black Bear Guai was kneeling before Bodhisattva Guanyin in the final animation, with a band on his head. And that is what happened here at the Guanyin Temple in the journey. And here we go, Chapter 1, Black Cloud, Red Fire. The first character we meet is the Keeper of the Black Wing Mountain. Keepers are usually the local Yao Guais selected by the Celestial Court to nurture the soil and look after all livings in the region. They were pretty much the lowest rank of the celestial gods. As the job description suggests, a keeper is a very reliable source of information, and Wukong got their help for many times in the journey. Reliable little fellas. But this one was special because he taught us a very important spell. You know, the immobilize spell. The spell that saved my ass for many times in the game. But why though? Why did this keeper teach us the spells? Well, actually, it wasn't him that taught us the spells. In his portrait, we can learn that a mysterious Taoist offered him valuable pills and herbs in exchange for a favor from him to teach us the life-saving spells. Then the mysterious Taoist vanished, leaving only a Bodhi tree leaf floating in the air. Well, no idea who that was. If you watched my last episode, the answer is obvious. It was Master Bodhi, Sun Wukong's first master, who gave him the name Sun Wukong and taught him all his spells. Obviously, Master Bodhi was still concerned about Wukong even though he kicked him out. But for some reason, he cannot show himself, so he entrusted the keeper to teach us the spells. See, I told you there was something more to it in the last episode. But unfortunately, we still don't know Master Bodhi's story, and it wasn't written in the book either. So take your guesses, guys. And please allow me to introduce the word master in Chinese, as it's a very meaningful word. The word is 师傅. Shi means the teacher, and Fu means the father. There's an old saying in China, 一日为师，终身为父. Once the teacher, and always the father, which means students should respect their teachers as if they are own fathers. Likewise, teachers treat their students as if their own children. That's just how much we respect our teachers in Chinese culture. Clearly, Master Bodhi still cared that bond, and he helped us in secret. Love you, Shifu. As for the bull guard, well, he was just a loyal guard defending the mountain. Not much to talk about. As we progressed in the game, we encountered the Flame Wolf, Guangzhi, my man who saved me so many times in the game. Now that we know he was Jinchu's disciple and suggested to kill Tang Monk and Sun Wukong. So how did he end up like this? Well, long story short, he was always a Yao Guai, a little wolf guai who wanted to be human. He begged his master, Lin Xuzi, to allow him to live among the humans, to truly learn the ways of human. In the end, he was sent to Guanyin Temple and learned from Jinchu. He never thought that his suggestion would be the end of his master at the temple. Even though he survived the fire, he couldn't live with his guilt. So he returned to the mountain ever since. He even created his fireblade spell because of the haunting memory of the fire. Until we came and saved him from his guilty conscience. You're welcome, bro. I put your power to good use. And we rang the bell like Wukong. Such legacy. Then we met this big head. When the black-winged guai returned to the mountain, he tried to revive Elder Jinchu with the spell he learned from Bodhisattva Guanyin. But obviously something went wrong. Jinchu's soul wasn't complete when he was resurrected. A part of his soul was scattered and had been wandering around in the mountain ever since. May his soul rest in peace. In pieces. Here we are, the notorious Guanyin Temple. Here we will encounter the Wolf King, Lin Xuzi. Now back to the journey. The Black Bear Guai had two friends, Lin Xuzi and the White-clad Noble, as the commanders of the Snake and Wolf Guais. But Lin Xuzi and the White-clad Noble were both killed by Sun Wukong. In the game, we can learn that the Black Bear Guai returned to the mountain and he tried to rebuild his army. Of course, bring back his friends. He successfully revived Lin Xuzi with the sacrifice of the lives of the voluntary wolf guais. Well, that's not surprising. Everything has a price, you know. But Lin Xuzi just couldn't live with himself, knowing that his resurrection was based on the sacrifices made by his wolf guais. Until one day he decided to leave the mountain and never return. As we can learn from the game, he killed himself. But the Black Bear Guai didn't know this. He thought that Lin Xuzi was just an old, ungrateful bastard. As it happened to be, the Black Bear Guai took in a new wolf pack fleeing from the kingdom of Shituo. By the way, the kingdom of Shituo was full of Yao Guais, but destroyed by Sun Wukong. A really interesting chapter, but again, a story for another time. Anyway, the Black Bear Guai appointed a Grey Wolf from the new pack as the new master of the Wolf Guais and gave him the name Lin Xuzi. And that's who we fought in the game, the new Lin Xuzi. Unlike the old one, the new Lin Xuzi was cruel and cared only about strength. He even tried to kill all the Wolf Guais left by the old Lin Xuzi. A well-deserved death if you ask me. Then we meet this strange old man with a giant gourd on his back. His name is Yuan Shoucheng, the fortune teller. His story is very long and it involved the cause of the journey to the west. We'll talk more about him in the future chapters. After that, the poisonous snake, Guangmou, the cunning one. He was also a disciple of Elder Jinchu, just like Guangzhi. But they were completely different. In the journey, he was the one who came up with the idea to burn the Tang Monk and Sun Wukong because he knew that Sun Wukong was a tough character to deal with. And in the game science elaborated a little bit. Guangmou was sent to the Guanyin Temple by his master after Guangzhi, as he tried to win the favor of the Black Bear Guai. But no matter how hard he tried, Elder Jinchu always favored Guangzhi. So gradually, hatred and anger grew in him, and he saw Sun Wukong as a chance to get his revenge for the injustice he suffered. Slaying with the borrowed blade, as we say in Chinese. Then we meet your alcoholic dad, the Shen Monkey. He's one of the 12 zodiac deities. We'll talk about them all together later in chapter 3. Now I'll just take him as the alcoholic monkey who helped us. Then we meet this guy, the White-clad Noble. Now that we know the old White-clad Noble was killed by Sun Wukong with one shot in the journey, so who the hell is this? Well, in his words, he was only here because of his brother's order. He gave us the hint to find the 3 bells, which we know that unlocks the secret map of this chapter. The answer is quite clear. This is Chang Hao, one of the main mountain brothers, the White Snake, sent here by Erlang, the secret divinity, to wait for the destined one to come and to test his strength, then guide him. Well, appreciate the concern, but we really could have skipped the test part. With his guidance, we entered the ancient Guanyin Temple, Elder Jinchu's obsession. Then we faced Elder Jinchi, or whatever's left from him. And now we pretty much know about his story, a well-respected monk consumed by his greed and vanity, and eventually became the monster he was. Unlike Lin Xuzi, he took his disciples' sacrifices for granted. As you can see, he just took lives to heal himself. What a greedy monster. By the way, when he was alive, he learned a few spells from the Black Bear Guai, and that's why he could live that long as a mortal. In the end, he realized he was wrong. But too late to repent now, sir. And then it gets tricky here. After beating Elder Jinchi, we were able to get the fireproof mantle, which belonged to Virapaksa, one of the 4 heavenly kings. Why was it here? It's safe to say that Erlang put it here for us to find, because he was the only one who could pull this off, as the 4 heavenly kings served under him. Now that we proved our strength, we can take it and face the final challenge, the Black Bear Guai, or as he called himself, the Black Green King. After defeating his human form, he did what he did best, running away. Well, he was called the Black Green for a reason. Then the keeper jumped out and took all the credit to teach us the spell Cloud Step. Nice try, old man. But we already know that it was our Shifu, Master Bodhi. Once again, thank you, Shifu. Finally, let's talk about this flying bear, the Black Bear Guai. Now that we know his story in the journey, as he ended up serving Bodhisattva Guanyin, so why was he here at the Guanyin Temple again and even trying to rebuild his army? Well, in his portrait, he came back to the mountain by the order of Guanyin to take a part in the Celestial Court's plan and guard Wukong's relic. Black Bear didn't want to do it, but just like he said, he was just a pawn of the court. At this point, we can roughly guess that the court's plan was to make sure the Destined One to collect all the relics, inherit Wukong's power, and then put on the band again, and of course become another pawn of the court. So our goal is to inherit Wukong's power, but not to wear the band again. But it was only possible with Erlang's help, which we'll elaborate once we progress in the game. Poor little bear. Another pawn sacrificed by the noble Celestial Court. It was weird though, he couldn't escape after his defeat. Maybe the relic sensed us, the Destined One, and resisted. Or Guanyin was watching the whole time and she stopped the Black Bear to make sure everything goes as planned. Speaking of the black myth, there's no telling how dark things could be. Then we got his relic, one of Wukong's 6 senses, the eyes. Which brings us to the end of the chapter. Enjoying the beautiful animation, guys.
百卷情，千般缘，色与空，弹指间，轮回路，有万次劫，求不得，闭上眼，一生功名忙如烟，浮沉落花断不绝。涅槃究竟寻常事，有情处不远。口中念，心中言，现世报，却方便。修行路，无名情，幡动时， 莫等闲，一生功名情如烟。最后人物在少年，最是因祸情失眠。谈真挚，看见。
Master, it still puzzles me. A monk's lust for gold should be quelled. Why does Elder Jinche still cling to that one Kasaya?
Bereft of that Kasaya, how shall they show the world their ties are cut and their lust is quelled?
Well, Bodhisattva Guanyin was right. You don't need a Kasaya to prove that you're a faithful monk. Just like you don't need a trophy to prove that you're the Game of the Year. I mean, really? Astrobot Game of the Year? Really? Whatever, man. Anyway, I'm Jay the Storyteller, and thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe. It will mean a lot to me. 欲知后事如何，且听下回分解。